Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Picked up this 650 Interceptor from the Royal Enfield dealer a couple of days back. These Interceptors, in case you're wondering, in Australia start off at around 6.7 and go to about 10.2. I've been interested in buying one of these now for the last 6 or 8 months, so when the opportunity arose for the chrome version, I thought I'd get right into it and grab one while the opportunity was there. So to recap on this one, I think what now I'll do is give a bit of a look around, take it out for a little bit of a run on this particular thing. The follow up I might give you an idea how I go on how I run the bike in, so that wouldn't be a bad idea to follow up on that one, and we'll see what happens from there later on the go on it. But overall I'm pretty happy with this bike as far as things go. I think the chrome version's not a bad looking bike, pretty well put together. Going back 6 or 8 months ago, I had the Ravishing Red in this particular bike. They were the only ones available in Australia at the time, so they came in the first shipment. It wasn't a bad bike either. Probably if you go back in the tube videos, I was the one that had the trouble with the gas cap on that one. After that I bought, I don't know, got rid of it and sold it. Probably had maybe 5 or 7 new bikes after that. But I always thought this Interceptor was a really nice bike in that respect, and I sort of regret a bit selling that particular bike, and I thought maybe I should come back and give one of these bikes another hit and try again. So that's exactly what I've done now, and I hope to get back out on the road and give this bike a bit of a workout and see what happens. Hope to do a few mods to the bike, maybe later on work on the exhaust system. I got some exhaust lined up for this particular bike to give it a bit of a try in that line, so you know, like I've got the idea of a couple of sports exhausts which are fairly cheap to buy for this particular bike, which should run hopefully pretty well and sound good on the bike, so that's an idea. I said, no use me going on the specs on this bike, because I think by now everyone should know what they are, but a rough idea: 800 mils on the seat, runs on 18-inch wheels, weighs 200 kilos, puts out 47 horsepower. They're a 14 litre petrol tank. I think the top speed's supposedly around 180 kilometres an hour or somewhere around that. And what I do like about them, they've got a nice slipper clutch. They look good, and from the past experience, I think they, you know, they ride, handle, brake, do everything really well. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I haven't actually started this bike, it's been here a couple of days now, so we will put it to the test, and I think I'll have a check and see what we got on the clock, and it appears 8 kilometres, so that's what we'll be starting at. We might kick her over and see how she goes. That's always a good start. So there you are. I heard it for the first time, and so have you. So that's how we'll start it. What I might do is get the crash helmet on. We might take it for a little lap around of it, and like I said, next time video it'll be put up after this little bit of a run around the block is how I'll go about running in this bike, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned on that side. Okay guys, so all good. Gear change is nice and positive. Seating position's not bad, although I think the dealer may have put the handlebars a little bit more forward than I would have liked. at the bike itself. It's nice and smooth. Gears are really nice. And everything's going well. But anyway, back to this bike. Yeah, it's running well, and if you're interested in one of these bikes, or you want to see how I go about running these bikes in, by all means come back to the channel, maybe subscribe if you want to, and we'll see about my style of how I run in these bikes. I've had roughly, in case you're first time here, 15 of these Enfields, mainly in classic 500s, and it's pretty important how you run these bikes in, especially in the 500s, and you'll see my style of how I go about it, because in the earlier days I was a bit rough on the running into the bikes and was a bit aggressive, and I actually did a couple of motors in within 1,000 kilometres or 700 kilometres. And did the inlet valves on them by riding them in too fast. So you can do a bit of damage to these Enfields if you're not careful, because they're not as refined as a Honda or anything like that. I did notice when they're the Honda CB500Xs, Kawasaki X300s, Triumphs, they're much more refined bikes than these ones. And but saying that, these Interceptors are more advanced bikes than, say, a classic 500 in the old style, you know, like the C5s or V5s or stuff like that, which I had a lot of. But I don't know, it's good to be on an Interceptor again, so. Well, that hasn't even cut out once, not bad. Really nice clutch. These slipper clutches are really nice on these bikes. So I've enjoyed this today, so it's only a short ride on it. I don't know how that camera will go there. I've got the camera mounted on the tank, so it's hard to say how that will go, but I'll go up here and do another. It's got a fair bit of bounce on it, even though it's got image stabiliser. It's very hard to say how that will perform in that line, but I'll do another lap up around where I was earlier, and we'll swing back home, and that'll do it. But there is a lot of bounce on that image, so could be a bit of a rough one, but next time I'll mount it up on the handlebars and see how that goes. But so far, everything looks good. And so far nothing at all I can complain about on this first test ride round. The brakes are good, suspension's nice, no mischief, everything's working. So all good. If anything, the only thing that isn't working right is the right hand mirror, which I haven't lined up properly. Downshifts are good. And earlier on, I think at the beginning of the video clip, I may have said the start off price is 6.7 instead of 9.7. So to correct that again, these bikes in Australia are 9.7 start off. Go to 10.2, and that sort of ends that. But if you want to call back and check in a few days time or something, I'll give you an idea of how I run these bikes in, or my style of running in these bikes, or how I am going to run this bike in. Might be worth your trouble to have a look. And hope you enjoyed this bit of a look in and see how things are going. And once again, thanks for calling in and taking a look.